The president now taking shots at his former White House counsel. In a tweet claiming, "I was not going to fire Bob Mueller." Actually, lawyer Don McGahn had a better chance of being fired. This after reports that McGahn refused White House requests to publicly say he never believed the president obstructed justice. And as McGahn faces a subpoena from House Democrats demanding both documents and testimony. The presidential offensive was just one of a barrage of more than 60 tweets and retweets Saturday, veering from the president's tax returns to trade. In one, he issued a warning to China. Don't stall until after the 2020 elections, hoping to get a better deal on trade. The deal will become far worse for them if it has to be negotiated in my second term, the president wrote. Would be wise for them to act now, but love collecting big tariffs. With the high-stakes trade talks at an impasse, both sides are digging in. The Chinese vice premier, now back home after leaving Washington empty-handed, vowed China is not flinching, and nor are the Chinese people. When he wasn't tweeting, the president spent 5 hours Saturday at his Northern Virginia golf course. Meanwhile, Vice President Pence delivered the commencement address at Virginia's Liberty University, home to 100,000 students with an emphasis on Christian education. Pence warned graduates they'll be attacked for what they believe.
You're going to be asked to bow down to the idols of the popular culture.